Let one of them.
Just one each.
How can we do it?
How many? One or two?
Two. Oh, I'm gonna. Deb. Where's Deb? Welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas Rotary Club. Rotary Club International President Mark Daniel Maloney's theme for this year asks us Rotarians to strengthen the many ways that Rotary connects the world, building connections that allow talented, thoughtful, and generous people to unite and take meaningful action through Rotary service. Our club demonstrates every day how we are living President Maloney's mission with our local and international service projects through unity, connections, and action. My name is Jacqueline Thornhill, and I am honored to serve as your 97th president of the greatest Rotary Club in the world. If you have your cell phone, please take it out and participate in our Facebook live stream. On this day in TV history, in 1973, Johnny Carson started a fake toilet paper scare on The Tonight Show. Thank you, Johnny. And that's why he's 6 feet under. Music history in 1955, Carl Perkins recorded the hit Blue Suede Shoes. And in 1998, President Clinton was impeached on 2 charges of perjury and obstruction of justice by the U.S. House of Representatives. Looks like history is repeating itself. And quote of the day comes from Will Rogers. The taxpayers are sending congressmen on expensive trips abroad. It might be worth it, except they keep coming back. Our invocation will be led today by Anil Melnick.
Hi, everybody. I wrote something for this. It's called, I Hope Your Holidays Aren't That Special. I hope your holidays aren't that special because I hope that the joy and compassion, togetherness, and community that you feel right now is the way that you feel every day throughout the year. And I hope that the way that you felt opening a present as a child is the way that you feel opening your eyes every day. Have a great year.
Thank you, Anil. Our song leader today is none other than Mr. Jerry Engel.
Okay. Well, we're going to do things differently, but before I start, first I want to thank those of you when I walked in that said Happy Hanukkah, but really I'm not insulted if you say Merry Christmas. It's a great time of year, and a couple of years ago I talked about Ben Stein saying you don't offend a Jew when you say Merry Christmas, and you don't offend anybody to say Merry Christmas. It's that time of year. A couple, last month or so, we were entertained by a delightful 5-year-old who let us in Fly Me to the Moon. Do you remember that? Okay, you might be expecting the Jerry Engel combo. We're not going to do it this time because I came across the Star Spangled Banner in a presentation that's just outstanding, and we're going to share it. And I like those. If everybody has to see the screen on this one. So if you can't see the screen, just move over and call Ted McAdams because he's got a much nicer voice than I. and he's going to lead us in the Star Spangled Banner. But you'll see he'll cue you in when the time is to start, and thanks to Stu Lipoff for bringing in the video that we're going to share in the Star Spangled Banner. Ted, do you need this? What so proudly we hailed on the starlight glad who was Christ and through the perilous o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed blue, and the rockets rang their the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet waves for the land of the free and the home of the
Beautiful, Jerry. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Thank you all. Please be seated. Deb, are you ready? Please remember to hold all our applause until all our visitors and guests have been introduced. We have no international Rotarians today, correct, Bob? Okay. Visiting Rotarians, raise your hand, please. Visiting Rotarians.
Good afternoon. My name's Barry Fisher. I'm from the Las Cruces Rotary Club. Came here to join with my son who graduated from UNLV 2 days ago, and let me pass the mic to my wife.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea Dresser with the Mesilla Valley Rotary Club in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Welcome. Other visiting Rotarians.
Hold on, we have a flag exchange. Here, you hold ours and I'll hold yours.
Good.
Okay, and we have one more. You hold ours and I'll hold yours.
Other visiting Rotarians, raise your hand, please. No more visitors? Guests of Rotarians, raise your hands, please.
Hi, everybody. My guest today is my wonderful husband, Dan, former first student.
Welcome. Are you a visitor, sir? All right, I realize I have pants on today, but I am a girl.
President Jackie, it's my pleasure to have with me my sweetheart today, Las Vegas Professionals Executive Director, Las Vegas Power Professionals Executive Director, Leslie Mujica. Glad to have her.
Welcome, Leslie. We have one visitor up in the front here.
Sorry, I'm hitting you with food in your mouth. You can introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. You're fine.
My name is David Brooks. I was a member of the Santa Fe Club until I left the Rotary Club of Santa Fe until I left Santa Fe about 3 months ago. I now live in Henderson, and I'm hoping to join a Rotary Club in this area.
Get that man a membership application. Other guests of Rotarians?
Our guest again today is Mike Brancini.
Welcome. Guests behind you?
Good morning, or good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bill Houghton, and my guest today is my son, Cooper Houghton. Cooper.
Other guests?
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Karen Wisenhunt here, and I am honored to introduce this beautiful young lady, Shantae. She is looking at applying for the Global Peace Scholarship or the Global Scholarship. So I'll let her say a few words.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shantae Benchmon. Thank you so much for letting me join you today. I am currently majoring in Peace and Conflict Studies, and I was accepted into the Conflict Resolution and Mediation Program at Tel Aviv University next fall, and so I am applying for a global scholarship. Thank you.
Welcome. Visitors? Guests?
Good afternoon, President Jackie and fellow Rotarians. I have with me today Bruce Rowe from the Boy Scouts, and we will be doing a presentation in just a few minutes.
Who's introducing?
Any other guests of Rotarians?
Yes? No? Okay.
No more guests. I'd like to introduce my guests at the head table. Rose Faloco, Kathy Dalvey, Rosalie Hedrick. Let's welcome all our visiting Rotarians and guests. I'd like to thank the Rotarians who helped out today, set up Rose Faloco. Greeters are Richard Jost, President-elect Richard Jost, Tina Bishop. Invocation was Anil Melnick. Song was Jerry Engel. Teardown will be Michael Williams. Sergeant-at-Arms is Deb Granda. Photographer, as always, past President Jim Tucker. Tickets, as always, Marie Walsh and John Injemy. All things technical, Kirk Holmes and Stu Lipoff. Facebook and Instagram, Aaron Overton. My announcements today still have the People of Action campaign. Thank you for those of you that keep sending me photos. A reminder about your contributions to our Las Vegas Rotary Foundation. We are looking to have donations to the permanent funds so we can keep our club legacy going. International Convention again in Hawaii, next June 6 through 10. Celebration of Life for Colonel Bob Barnard is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Services will be at the Palm Mortuary on Warm Springs. The address is in the wheel. Please remember to recycle your wheels and tickets, and please keep the Green Book moving. It never manages to get to me. We're going to go right into our presentation since we have a very full agenda today. I'd like to call forward past President Jim Cole, please.
So as I mentioned, we have Bruce Rowe with the Boy Scouts, and it is my pleasure on behalf of Howard Attorneys and the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation to present Bruce with a check to the Boy Scouts for $2,500.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. By show of hands, how many people in here have ever been scouts, been the mother of a scout, or the leader of a scout? Thank you very much. Yeah, that's not a surprise that there's an overlap between the values of Rotary and Boy Scouts. I'm a former Rotarian, and I'm a former three-generation Rotarian. In the Atlantic City Club, my grandfather, my father, and I all got to sit at lunch together for a year. It was the first time it had ever happened in our club, and my grandfather was a member back in the 30s, so it was great. I just want to tell you that this morning we had our board meeting, and we started it with a Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. And it does my heart warm to find out that there's still organizations where we start meetings that way and remind ourselves of what we have. I'd also like to remind you of why Boy Scouts is so important to the Valley right now. How many people think that there are less than 100 gangs in this town? How many people believe there's less than 200? I want to tell you there's over 579 recognized gangs in our valley today, and that's a statistic from the police department. We have certain zip codes today where youth, boys and girls, are being raised by single parents, predominantly women, who don't have time to volunteer and are desperate for organizations to help grow their children with the right values. And I'm proud to say that we lead the Western region with over 1,000 girls signed up today in Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And so there's huge opportunities in our valley for boys and girls, and there's a desperate need by lots of families. So we thank you for this donation, and we look forward to seeing you again, and I'm honored to be back at a Rotary luncheon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'd like to call forward Melanie Muldowney, please, for a special presentation.
All right, I'm back again. We did have a Paul Harris last week for a special presentation. This is our normal presentation. At the annual party this year, we celebrated Paul Harris. So we learned a lot about Paul Harris. He is the founder of Rotary. And contributions of $1,000 create a recognition as a Paul Harris Fellow. This month is the season of giving. So we have some gifts to give away. And if you don't know how to gift a Paul Harris to somebody else, come talk to me and I'll walk you through that process. But for today, I will have Ginger Anderson and Jim Hunt come give special presentations.
Thank you, Melanie. I just want to recognize my awesome husband of 20 years, 20.25 years, because that's how I roll. Everything I do, he is always behind me. And come on up here, Dan. Here's your Paul Harris +2.
Thank you, Mel. I'd like to ask Leslie to come on up. I introduced Leslie as a guest today, and it's always, a special thing for me when I've been able to give a gift of a Paul Harris Fellow to anybody. And a little bit more about Leslie. She bleeds UNLV blood. She does everything she can for them as a volunteer. She's on their alumni board. She recently had the honor out at the graduate college that just opened up of being one of the first people on there as a scholarship donor for the graduate school. And she does, of course, everything that she can to help me with Rotary whenever we have any of our projects. So it's always special to recognize someone who does that kind of community service work that's not a member of our club, especially because they need to have been recognized. And I can't think of a better way than a Paul Harris Fellowship. So it's my honor to bestow upon her a Paul Harris Fellowship.
Past President Jim Hunt, would you please remain? As you all know, Santa Claus was on December 5th, and our awesome chair and committee member since the beginning, 24 years ago. And he is always so gracious in thanking everyone around him for the awesome job that they do. And all it takes to put together our Santa Claus and how it's grown over the years that you have been running things. Next year, our 25th. One thing I've never heard is you being recognized. So this month, past President Jim Hunt, for his awesome work with Santa Claus for 24 years, is my Rotarian of the Month. Deb, would you please take the microphone to Assistant Principal Erica Silas from Bracken for a report for us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the halftime assistant principal at Bracken, and thank you for having me today. This is awesome. I am standing in on behalf of the principal, Ms. Shrtenovic, who is at a required meeting. I have Mr. Demont, which is a third grade teacher, with me today. I do want to say that there are some thank you cards out because you guys have been so generous and gracious, and we wanted to extend our deepest appreciation for the students that participated in the Santa Claus. So thank you so much. And also we have a sign-in sheet for judges. We're having a science fair in February, and we need some judges, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now I'd like to call up Rosalie Hedrick and Janet Linder for a presentation of our quarterly membership drive winners.
Hi, everyone. Deb Grond is going to join me, as well as Janet. Perfect. So y'all know we had our membership campaign, which was in October through today. So we wanted to recognize those who sponsored new members to the club. And actually we had a tie, so that's kind of a good thing. That means more people were energized into doing work for the club. So we have 3 people, of which one of them is here today and 2 are not, but the person who is present is Kathy Dalby, and she sponsored Deborah Delaney. So she gets, please come up. She won, and then we also had Maria Calvo, who had Jana, new member, and then we had Paul Kruger, who sponsored Maria Calvo, and those are not here today, but we had a $100 gift card that we were going to give, and since we couldn't split it 4 ways, we split it 25 to each one of them for Lowry's. So we want to thank them for participating, and we're going to redo this campaign again, so I'd like to see some new people up here getting a prize. Yay. Congratulations, Miss Kathy.
And we'll all come to dinner with you.
Right, guys?
That's the best picture we'll take all day.
Yeah.
Because we have such a lively agenda, we don't have time for fellowship, so let's rock and roll right into club announcements. I see that past President David Thorson is here, so please give him the mic about the upcoming Wetzel Awards.
Good afternoon, everybody, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Great to see everybody. We will be doing the Wetzel Awards on January 9th. That's our 4th quarter. The base was a little bit busy, and we couldn't get to it in December, so we'll be at Nellis, January 9th. I'm going to be in California doing stuff with other military installations that day, so if anybody is interested in running Wetzel on the 9th, I would really appreciate the help. So come and see me. Thank you.
Okay, please take the microphone to Tony Kern about our annual fundraiser.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone knows that we have our annual fundraiser coming up, Cuisine and Octane, in April. So the committee is pushing forward, trying to get as much done as we can to start raising money. Hopefully you all took a look at your inbox or in spam and saw the recent email indicating that we have our presenting sponsor. Thank you, Mr. Anderson, and your firm. And we still have some other sponsorships that are still open and available, and we really encourage our members, if you know anyone that might be interested, or if you think of a business that you think might be interested, let anyone on the committee know and we'll reach out to them, because we would like to get all of our sponsorships sold as soon as possible. And it's supposed to be a great event, better than last year, so thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Please take the microphone to Michael Williams about a wrap-up on our magical forest.
It was a great evening. The weather was perfect. Santa was there. The choo-choo train was there. A light crowd that night. I've never seen a crowd that light before. So the lines were very small. So look forward to this next year. Thank you all for helping.
Thank you, Michael. That's it for the announcements. Please take the microphone to past President Randy Donald, please.
Merry Christmas. How are you?
Merry Christmas and happy birthday. And for that privilege, you get to donate another $97 to the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation.
Thank you. And, I really appreciate you throwing this party, and especially the prime rib today. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Your $97 is helping pay for it, too.
Happy birthday.
Okay, we're going to go right into the raffle drawing because we have club assembly and we have carolers today. So, to draw for the Joker, 3923-874, 3874. 3874. Uh-oh.
Trust but verify. There you go. Yeah, there it is. All right, here we go, you guys. Feeling kind of lucky. How about right there? Yay!
Not, yeah, how about that? See Sean afterwards for your 50 bucks.
All right. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. For the Lowry Bucks, last 43566. 3566. Okay, we have, as I said, we have 30 minutes to get through club assembly, so all board of directors, please keep it short. And then we have carolers coming in to close out our meeting. So are we ready to get ready with do we have it up? All right. First one up. Membership, Rosalie.
Okay, hi everyone. So our membership committee, as we all know, is driven at growing the club and our membership. So our mission, our responsibilities is for mentorship, recruiting, attendance, retention, education, fellowship, and bringing in new members. And as of the end of November, we had our campaign, and it was titled Project 140. So we were trying to get 140 total new members to the roster, in addition and adding more. Sorry, I added a little extra there. We have potential members in the pipeline, which are sourced from RI. One of those people has joined, and that was Bert. He's already been inducted. We have other sources coming from the website and social media outlets. And then, of course, Project 140 resulted in 3 new members. The campaign winners, we've already announced those. Thank them very much for their contribution to our campaign. And then we have a brand new member, Maria Calvo, who has already recruited another member, which was Jana, who we mentioned earlier. So, and due to the success of the campaign, we're going to renew it again next year. Not sure when yet, but we will be doing it again. Our goal as of year end is to net 10 new members, and today we are at +1. So we need everyone's help, but we thank you for what you've done so far.
Thank you, Rosalie. Next up, Kirk Alexander, Community Service.
Thank you, President Jackie. I'm going to be more of a historian than I am about goals of what we're doing. The information that I'm going to share with you about what we've done is amazing. I'm going to start off with the SOAR Awards. How do I? Yes. We had the best turnout in years, and I think there was a lot of promotion of this particular program. And it turned out wonderful. We filled the halls, the auditorium, the mayor showed up, the local Congress rep showed up. We had a wonderful ceremony recognition led by our own Master of Ceremonies, Jamie Goldsmith. And thank you, Jamie. You did a great job for making this year one of the best SOARs we've had in recent years. Next slide. The Canned Food Drive, led this year by the 25 Club President Jamel. Okay, so is it Trejo or is it Sierra? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jamel. We accomplished a record 14 years of friendly competitive dominance over our friends at the Kiwanis Club. Here are the numbers. Las Vegas produced 106,681 cans of food. Kiwanis a little greater than 70,000 cans of food for a total of 176,000 cans of food. Clark High School, led by our Interact Club, produced 600 and served 330 kids this year. Total value of goods and services for 2019 is $196,108, involving 11 Rotary clubs throughout the Las Vegas Valley. The kids that were cared for this year came from 12 charitable organization partners. A great thanks to our very own Tom Crow, Randy Donnell, and the voice of Santa Claus, as I like to say, Jim Hunt. The next slide. Wetzel Awards. We've recognized 10 outstanding airmen at Nellis Air Force Base in the last 6 months. This program has proven to be very well received on base and continues to be a hallmark of the Las Vegas Rotary Club. We are warmly welcomed on base for this quarterly presentation. A sincere thank you to Dave Thorson, also known as Thor, for his devotion to this program. Next slide. Okay, so Breakfast with Books. Marie Walsh continues to do this with a very warm heart. Her leadership is awesome. This program is wonderful for the kids that we support. And we continue to coordinate this program with Spread the Word Nevada. Also this year, we participated in something just this morning as part of their holiday program that's called Polar Express, where we served, as she told me, greater than 1,000 children hot chocolate and cookies this morning. Next slide. And Walter Bracken, the STEAM Academy. We give tremendous thanks to Brian Rosenberg for his leadership and continued insight and support for the Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math Academy at Bracken Elementary School. The new leadership at Bracken has shown great interest in embracing our relationship and to gain insight on how Rotary works and how the Kitterack Club on campus can gain leadership skills. Next slide. Spread the Word Nevada. This is kind of the overlaying thing of Breakfast with Books and what we do with Bracken. In concert with our friends at Spread the Word Nevada and the staff at Beckley Elementary School, Shannon Brown, we continue to improve the lives of children through literacy, education, and life skills development. Many thanks to Ginger Anderson, our liaison to Spread the Word Nevada, Tony Kern for her support for this wonderful program, and Tom Thomas for his generous donation of $12,500 this year. In a recent update, Tony Kern will chair the project going forward. Next slide. And we had a highway cleanup this last weekend. We averaged about 7 Rotarians and friends participating in the cleanup efforts on Highway Route 159. The rewards of brunch at the Senes Cafe after completion of our work is absolutely why we love this project. Thank you, David Squire and Jerry Senes. The genuine camaraderie of this project is amazing. The things we learn about each other is simply fascinating. This last weekend was awesome. Thanks for your leadership. And I was asked to say a little bit more about this last weekend. There were actually 6 of us that participated in the highway cleanup. It was a bit of a mess this time, so we managed to fill about 6 bags of trash. Military Appreciation Night. Next. We sent 46 military personnel and family to see an Aviators game on the 24th of June. 7:05 game time versus Sacramento River Cats at Las Vegas Ballpark. Thank you, Dave Thorson and Greg McGuire, for making this happen for our local military service personnel. And last slide. Magical Forest. Okay, so Michael mentioned something about it. On a cool evening last week, we volunteered to support the guests at Opportunity Village, where the Magical Forest is currently displaying beautiful holiday lights, if you haven't been there to see it in a while, Christmas trees, and of course, paying a visit to Santa. Happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you, Kirk. Bill Houghton.
Thank you, President Jackie. First of all, I'm really honored to oversee this area of youth and vocational. It really speaks to who I am as a person, and I love being part of our club's mission. Under youth and vocational, we have TLC and RILA. I'll go ahead and advance the slides, Kirk. TLC and RILA, we speak about it quite a bit. I don't know if you realize the impact that it has. If your own person, your own child, or you've sponsored a kid and asked them to be over there or to attend one of these camps, you really get it. But we send approximately 25 people either to TLC, which is for 8th graders, or RILA, which is for 10th and 11th graders now. We sent 13 2 weeks ago down to Teen Leadership Camp. And right now we're posed to send at least 12 to RILA. RILA is going to be held on March 20th through the 22nd. And if you don't think we're touching these kids' lives, I actually got a letter after TLC a couple of days ago from one of the moms who came back to me email and said, I just want to thank you for the time and effort you put into TLC. My daughter Arcadia came home last night with so many stories about her experience. She was beaming. As a former Interact advisor at Del Sol, a homestay guest at Rotary in India, is wonderful to share the values and works of Rotary with my own child. I'm hoping it makes a difference and pushes her to be part of Interact, community service, and cultural exchange in the future. Thank you for being part of an organization making a difference in so many lives. So we're touching these children one at a time, and it's amazing. Kirk? Interact and Rotaract, we're getting some great traction there. Currently, under the amazing Al's wife, Luann, at Clark High School, we mentioned the contribution they make to the Santa Claus. They make a contribution to our food drives. They're an amazing club, about 31 kids over there. And currently, we're working in conversation with UNLV, Arborview High School, Clark Middle School, Nevada State College, nod to Andy, and ATEC High School to get clubs seated at each one of those individual schools as well. As you can imagine, it's not only a great program for the schools and the individuals there, but it's also a seed program for future Rotarians. Kirk? The four-way speech contest is coming up in February. Thank you huge to Rose, who's taken the reins of the four-way speech contest. It's a great competition. You want to make sure you have that on our calendar. Last year, our local winner went on to win at district. Dan Stover Music Competition.